Everybody be saying film with a back camera. Fuck that shit, because this quality is good. Y'all can't... I'm filming this on an iPhone. For all of y'all who want to start content and you're too fucking scared, if you don't get a little tripod and a fucking phone and just start, that's what I'm filming on. Can't beat this quality. Isn't she cutie? When I told y'all I have a hyperfixation talking about this shit, I wasn't joking. She cute, right? I think I got her on Amazon, but when I say I'm obsessed with understanding the woman's body and the female anatomy and not just because I'm lesbian, I meant it. Okay, so guys, we're going to cover a lot in this video. Y'all have been asking for it. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to start YouTube since I was young. I used to literally try to film on a little iPod. They didn't have cameras like this back then, so it didn't work. Also, the background. I'm so fucking sorry it's so loud. Like, should we wait? Like, do I have the floor, universe? Also, it was sunny out before I came out. That's why I literally decided to film outside. Where the sun at? I'm a manifest to come out. I'm a manifest to come out. Don't do me, you know? How nifty. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my iWatch. I can see y'all in here. At least I used to be able to see y'all in here. It's fine. But it shows me how to stop and start, and usually I can see what y'all can see, but maybe that's only when I have the fucking camera reversed, because I'm looking at me right now, but it don't matter. This video it means so much to me that y'all love my little video on TikTok. I woke up this morning like, me? Again, I've been wanting to start YouTube for a while, but I got hit with stomach ulcers last year when I planned on fucking doing it. When I say I was gonna have a video out June 1st, bitch, I had the intro, outro ready. I just need to film the content, had it all mapped out. Ulcers, in a bed. Universe said, wait, then I lay you like a... Yeah, I had to lock in and let my body heal before I got into that. And I'm grateful. I can make a whole nother video on healing my body and how the universe really stopped me in my tracks to force me to regulate my nervous system and reapproach my goals with a completely different mindset. They said smarter, not harder, honey, and we finna help you. And I'm glad. I'm grateful. It changed my life. Anyway, topic of discussion, bitch. I haven't even talked about what this video is actually about. I am going to be talking a lot about decolonizing your mind around sex. I'm a lot more free on here than I am TikTok, so yeah, it's going to be quite a long video because I have quite a lot to say. I'm going to teach you guys just kind of like why it was important to me, what my journey kind of looked like, the spiritual connotations of it, the way that, you know, society has pinned women against our own bodies, the way we all have intuitively kind of felt something off. Like, I don't know about you, but I always felt like my body could do more than I knew how. Talk about the holes in sex education, purity culture, but then also talk about how, you know, sex is a sacred thing, Tantra, what that looks like, definitions, you know, why a lot of us believe that it's a energy exchange. I'm also going to talk about the different types of orgasms you can have, because women can have several. Mind you, that's just what we know now, ho. Like, that's just what we know now. We're coming out with new research all the time. I think humans make this mistake of thinking that everything is so finite. Scientists are just now discovering that, like, black holes can actually be explored. Light exists in black holes. Bitch, we've been saying for eons, ain't nothing exists in a black hole. It's a black hole. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's just crazy. But 7. So those types, where it's located, how to stimulate certain areas to get certain results. Yeah, and just a plethora of other stuff. So if that's something that interests you, stick around. I know I'm missing some topics. Oh, also, some recommendations at the end. A lot of y'all are like, where did you get your knowledge? Where can I research more? I'm going to give you a lot of the people that I watch and love, intimacy coach-wise, because I learned a lot from them, as well as book recommendations, and a lot of it, I'm not going to lie, was intuitive-based research. Sometimes it was just anecdotal reference points. I would find the word like A-spot, which is your anterior fornix. Making sure I said that right. And I looked it up on Reddit and then saw all these women's like testimonies about what it was, what it felt like for them to have it stimulated, all of that. So yeah, some of it was intuitively guided. Mind you, everything that I shared in that TikTok video, y'all, I have known for about 3-ish years now. So some of y'all, you're asking for resources. Some of them I can't remember because bitch, I found out years ago. My bad. So bear with me, but that will be listed at the end. Okay, so let's get into it. First, we're going to start talking about me. Hello, the star of the show. If I was not too lazy to edit, you'd hear, what is that? The air horn sound like that in the background. But yeah, I don't want to edit, girl. I'm autistic. Not too much. What's in my bag? First of all, a brand sent me this. Love Loveuk. This is not sponsored, by the way. And it's an airport bag. You know that I can pack this thing and take it as a carry-on, but it holds clothes and shit, bitch. Like, hello? Anyway, I packed my little bag to hold everything I wanted for this video in it. It's my iPad. Don't look at the case. It's dirty and messy, but I love a peach color. That's my favorite color in case you guys wanted to know. But I made bullet points because autism and ADHD, bitch. We was finna get off topic. Like, what we was supposed to be talking about sex for, now I'm talking about the color of the sky and what it all really means. Like, girl, now you know damn well. Anyway, yeah, so I think I want to start with my story. I'm excited. Get cozy, bitch. Okay, we're gonna be here a while. I brought fidget toys. I don't know if you need them. You know I do. Here you go. This is the texture of slime without the mess, which is perfect because I'm very big on loving the texture of shit, but not liking when it sticks to my hands. You can have that. There you go. Okay. And then this is just a fidget spinner. Sorry, mom, I never outgrew the phase. It's just, it never goes wrong. And it has little poppers. So it's like 2-in-1 fidget toy too. This is my favorite. I think I'm gonna keep it. Yeah. Anyway, get cozy. We're gonna talk about Max's story. Me propping y'all up is killing me. I'm gonna put my iPad next to me, but I want y'all to see my shoes. I don't know if you can, because they're cute. Look at them. Check it. Check it. Fit is fitting, right? Right? I'm putting my little knee up. Okay. So basically, it's like we on FaceTime. Like, who let this hoe be an influencer for real? Because I'd be so unserious. The background sound is killing me. 1 second. I don't know when this mofo gonna be done. So in the meantime, look at the mountain. It's in my apartment, campus. Courtyard, literally fucking beautiful. Like, what do you mean this is in California? Mind you, I'm in SoCal too. It's not like I'm in North Cal. The beach a fucking hour away. Like, it's like its own little utopia in smack dab Beach Cities, California. Like, blessings. Cause I'm from Ohio. So like, I quite literally need to be able to touch grass. It's what I know. So yeah. Okay, my story. Anyway, I did grow up in Ohio. I grew up autistic. I feel like I always intuitively took sex as a big deal. And I was made to feel weird for that. Like, my friends would kind of look at me like, girl, you're so fucking pious. They assumed it was for religious reasons because I did grow up in the church. Here this motherfucker go again. One moment. Okay, he seems like he's getting further away. Yes, God! Boom shakalaka! And also the sun is coming out. Anyway, I grew up religious, and I was religious at the time. Bitch, I was just closeted. Side-eye. Anyway, yeah, my friends would often see me not partake in it. I didn't want to have conversations. I always got uncomfortable when sex was casually brought up. Keep pissing me off. He seems further away. So guys, I'm so sorry if it's insufferable in the fucking background. But honestly, I should check. Sorry. I'm just trying to teach y'all about sex. I might cry. Will you guys be mad at me if I post and it's just still in the background, or will that make you crash out? I just want to teach women about their bodies. Leave it to a man. They're always trying to come in between, always in our business. Fuck. I'm trying to help women heal themselves. And a man gotta stop me. Let me stop. You guys tell I'm a misandrist? That was a joke. I don't hate all men. I believe there's like 20% that are decent. But even them, the way that I see men is like, it's like those people who have exotic animals as pet. Like, at the end of the day, I don't care if you had them since they was a cub. That's a Black Panther. They can decide to Black Panther you at any fucking moment. That's how I kind of feel about them. Oops. Like, you'd be like, oh my God, this is my boyfriend. He's been a sweetheart to me for 12 years. Bitch, I'm gonna still have that mace on me. In fact, even coming out here to film this, bitch, I brought my pepper spray, my pepper spray, and my little pocket knife, because you just never know. I'm always on guard. I don't know if something happened in a past life, what happened. I'm gonna have some trauma with men, but like the way that my head is on swivel is something different. I don't know, call it intuition, but okay, I think he's far enough that it's less unbearable. But so yeah, I just always felt like, I don't know, sex was a huge deal. The way that it was taught in history class, etc. I was like, oh, we shouldn't just be doing it with anybody. Like, what do you mean? First of all, it's like, it's a big deal scientific wise, and the repercussions on the body that it can have, whether it's pregnancy, your body gets stressed out, etc. I keep forgetting I don't have to filter my words. Come on YouTube. I be wanting to whisper some of the stuff I'm saying, but yeah, it just felt like a very big, serious fucking deal. And I remember my friends would all just casually be like, yeah, I give my virginity. And I'd be like, oh, you did what? You at school today? You just walking around cool? You just let Tyler see your cheeks and you chilling right now? Why are you talking to me like you just went to dollar store with your mama? You did, huh? It was so casual about it. Like, I was so confused because it's always been a huge fucking deal to me. And I also grew up, because I was closeted, not having a lot of sexual experiences. Again, there I go trying to filter my words. Sexual experiences is what I said. Yeah. And then by the time I was 18, bitch, I was tired of being made fun of for being behind. Cause since I was closeted, I had to kind of just lean into like, yeah, sex is icky to me. That's why I'm not doing it. Like, how boys are icky to me. Anyway, so because of that, it just kind of led to me going crazy when I turned 18. And I don't want to say crazy. You know, I'm comfortable. We're all friends here, so I don't mind telling y'all. My crazy and the world's crazy are different. I'm really about to tell y'all my body count. Just to paint the picture, not that you should shame people with higher body counts or that it even matters, but just to paint a picture of what was crazy to me. I caught 4. My body count is 6.5. But, or is it 7 officially now? 6 or 7. Anyway, that was a lot to me as someone who wanted to meet the love of my life, sleep with them, and sleep with them forever. I'm very monogamous. I never thought I'd be there. My inner child still to this day she be quaking at me about it a little bit because, yeah, I went crazy. I had a little phase. Mind you, 4 out of the 7 I dated or had some type of romantic relationship with, because I'm a lover girl and I'm not for the streets. I don't know why I tried it. Anyway, I tried to go crazy after I got my heart broken by the love of my life. I won't say my Shayla because everybody is. My Aquarius placement said no. So we're going to say my Shakira. Anyway, yeah, I got my heart broken. Didn't know how to cope. Of course, I was taking the world's badass advice, even though intuitively it always felt off base. I was sitting there like, okay, you're right. Get over her by fucking on everybody else. Okay, that's what we do. Anyway, so I tried. Didn't fucking work. And also, I'd always felt, TMI, but we've grown. I always felt, even with myself, something was missing. Like, I had always grew up reading lesbian fan fiction. Rated M, if you know, you know. And it always seemed so passionate and intense and romantic. I have this meme saved on my phone, or it's like me on Pornhub looking up like passionate romantic couples in love, da da da. And like, that was dead ass me. Like, I always saw it as like this inherently tantric act. For those of you who don't know what Tantra is, or when I keep referring to sex being a tantric act, I will explain in the spiritual portion of this video. Okay. Anyway, so I just really struggled, you know what I'm saying? Because I just felt like something was missing, and I had this daydream right in my head that I daydreamed about growing up, and I was like, I want sex so bad, but bitch, there I go whispering again. Sex. We're on YouTube, Maxon. YouTube. I want sex so bad, but I don't want what the world is doing out there. You know what I'm saying? I want what I'm reading about in the fan fictions. I want this beautiful, soul tying, we're so in love, we're looking at each other's eyes, crying ass experience where my body is shaking and neither of us can control ourselves because we're like passionately hungry for each other. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like every other woman, I had the silent experience of entering the world and being like, oh, okay. Because when I did it, it just felt so mid or bland, and I don't know, I was just kind of like, oh, maybe I maladaptive daydreamed a little too hard. Maybe I did too much in my brain. Fuck, it's not like the bugs, my Shakira. You know? So yeah, that was like really fucked for me and a little triggering. And I feel like all women are like this. And some of you guys are saying it in my TikTok video in the comments, like, yeah, I always feel like my body was supposed to do more, but I don't know how to get it to, or like, you know, all women can inherently squirt. All women are meant to have the 7 different types of orgasms that we can't have, which I'm about to get into as well. All women can have vaginal orgasms, but we aren't really taught how to stimulate or work with the body correctly. And that's another thing I'm going to be mentioning in here is how to stimulate the body properly. So it's really fucked all around. And it makes me really sad. You know what I'm saying? And so I really struggled growing up because I felt like so often uncomfortable in my own body. I knew what everybody else out there was doing wasn't the fucking answer because it didn't feel good to me. And I feel like honestly, after I got my heart broken by said person is when I really had a moment where I was like, I think I need to like lock in. Also dating a narcissist in between. Okay, so timeline. Person broke my heart. We broke up. Everyone's like, oh, move on. Catch your body. I'm like, okay, let me try. Caught a body. One of the bodies I ended up dating. Worst mistake of my life. But I was like, I'm in Ohio. I'm gay. Got it. Beggars can't be choosers. Did it. Am I saying that's right? No. But I was at that point a crash out, not dating for love at all. At 1920. So dramatic and young, but I'd already given up hope. So dated them, worst part of my life. Like, they were a narcissist, and I feel like sleeping with them genuinely fucked up my energetic field, my aura, my who I was as a person. I don't even think I look the same, bro. And I think that's another reason why it's very dangerous that society tries to make sex like it's not an energy exchange. You're not exchanging something. Like, we are empathic people. Like, we have literally been known to die of broken hearts, quite literally. What makes you think that the thing that creates life and sharing that with somebody isn't inherently a big fucking deal? Let's get with the program. Hello? I'm asexual, right? And, sorry again. I'm asexual, right? So that's something I didn't uncover until about 2 years ago, and really standing comfortably. But like, I genuinely am like the ace of all aces. Like, I am the most monogamous creature I think that has ever existed, and I'm sapiosexual too. So those are all just fancy umbrella terms for like, bitch, you gotta be intellectually stimulating. Sorry. We gotta be in love, and if you're not intellectually stimulating and we're not in love, this is not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? This train is not leaving no station ever. I feel like sex is strictly cerebral for me, but I feel like that's just because, like, I don't know, it's like, I feel like most women are that way. I feel like most people are that way, specifically women though, you know? I feel like sometimes when people say they're ace, I feel like they're just more tapped into who we are organically functioning. You know what I'm saying? Before the programming, the propaganda, I feel like our bodies just rebel to that type of framework, you know? But because of that, that not being accepted in society, lack of education, lack of sex education, etc., I went out into the world hungry for it, and it really, really fucked me up. And after, even like, okay, so the person I told you broke my heart, we need to give them a name. Let's call them A. We're gonna say A. What is this, Pretty Little Liars? A. The type of sex I experienced with them was my first time experiencing what I wanted it to be in my head in real life, because I did what most women did and said I was just living in a fantasy, my B, until I had sex with them, and I was like, oh, this shit is real. And I still feel like, even having the most intense sex of my life with them, my body was still at like, maybe, I felt like energetically, I still feel like it was doing 50% of what it could do. Like, I don't know how to explain it, and I feel like most of the women will be able to relate when I say this, but like, I just deeply felt like there was like a block. Like, I felt like I wasn't unlocking my full potential. I felt like there was supposed to be a oomph that was missing. Even in the most insane sex of my life, mind you, I was crying. Like, I cried twice with this person. It was euphoric. It was genuinely spiritual. I even shamed myself for wanting it so much once I was with them, because like, I'm someone, again, I'm asexual. I honestly don't think about it unless I'm ovulating, and even then, I'll talk about this later in the video as well, I have gotten to a point where I kind of mentally there's people out here, I'm shot. Mentally spend time with myself, masturbate, over, you know, actually. And why did I do that? I don't know. So yeah, so with all of that, I started doing deeper research, because after I got my heart broken the second time by this person, that's a whole story and a whole video for another day. I decided I had already had my spiritual awakening. I feel like if you did a narcissist, that is an awakening in itself, if you make it out of fucking live. Sorry to my survivors, for real. But it was an awakening in itself, on top of I was genuinely having my own, what I would refer to as spiritual awakening at that time. So anyway, at that time, I just really decided, like, I got my heart broken. Okay, I did a narcissist, took a year. This person and I started reconnecting. They were in the beginning of their healing, and I needed healing that was done by the narcissist. Like, I needed to heal from that, you know? Right person, wrong timing. Anyway, in that, I wanted to do the same crash out thing I did before, and I had the same type of environment where it's like, find someone else, you're a baddie. And I learned real quick that was just not going to work this time. Like, there's a point where you just, like, become too consciously aware, and your old behaviors and your old actions are just not stimulating anymore, and your body and your consciousness, your mind will rebel. And that's kind of where I was. Like, I realized, like, I gotta just lock in. This is fucking serious to me. Like, this heartbreak is serious to me. This person is serious to me. The way that my body is screaming out for the first time ever, I feel, for like something that instant gratification isn't going to solve. I don't want to say for the first time ever, it always was, but in a way I could have drowned it out, made me want to go deeper. And that's when I started really plunging into, like, deep diving around, you know, the spiritual significance of sex, right? And then even some science behind it, which I researched a lot as a kid. I actually wanted to be a gynecologist, fun fact, because I wanted to help women know about their bodies from a young age due to, again, lack of education interpersonally, but also I had a health scare with my cervix at one point, and I just wanted to help women never have to feel how I did, which is that doctors don't know what the fuck they're doing, and I just had a deep intuitive feeling that there was more that meets the eye. I saw somebody in my TikTok comment say that, like, when they have fingers inside, they penetrate themselves, anything like that, they don't really feel anything, and that's kind of why I made this video too, is stuff like that. Like, a lot of y'all are not stimulating yourselves right. Like, we don't even masturbate correctly. Like, a lot of us aren't self-pleasuring in the way that our body actually needs, and we don't even know how to get into the state correctly, because again, for women specifically, it is cerebral. It has almost nothing to do with the body. The body is almost like a byproduct of what's going on in here, babe, you know? And if you have a lot of trauma, OCD, ADHD, sometimes it's hard to lock in here. There's like a whole plethora of things that go into it. This is never to shame anybody. Please don't feel embarrassed. It's supposed to be educational. But I do want to get into now some of the research. You know, I've told you guys my story, why I'm doing this, why sex is a huge deal to me. I am now 4-ish years-ish abstinent, and by choice. And it's been the most liberating thing I've ever done for myself. It taught me so much mind over matter when it comes to my body, and controlling, you know, impulses, because a lot of us are taught to have sex off instant gratification. I think a lot of the sex that's running around right now is, again, not being treated for its intended purposes, and I think it's a lot to do with capitalism, colonization, living in a male-centered patriarchy. I think it has a lot to do with epigenetics. I think it has to do with sexual trauma. I think it has to do with purity culture, because religion, and organized religion, because like a lot of us are doing it as an act of rebellion and or out of shame because we suppressed it, you know what I'm saying? So I think that like makes it a bigger deal, if that makes sense. And so I feel like, this is awkward, I feel like because of that, it's just misused. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like a lot of the stuff going around today is used as a band-aid solution. I feel like that's why a lot of us don't ever feel satisfied. Everybody, especially women, talk a lot about, you know, and then feeling empty after. I think that that's why a lot of people demand aftercare, which is important in general, but I also think it comes from that place of it being misused in the first place. Does that make sense? I want to say again, women, if you're watching this, please don't shame yourself for any of the information I'm about to give, for not knowing. If anything, it should just be relieving to understand how our bodies operate a little bit more, and it's not your fault, you know what I'm saying? Even if through this you realize you've been having sex from the wrong ideologies, reasons, standpoints, places, that's okay. You can always try the fuck again tomorrow. Even me being celibate for 4-ish years, it's definitely taken some practice to get to this point where my body screams at me during ovulation cycle week, and my brain's not immediately trying to like put connotations on it. What can we do about it? How do we take care of this? Where do we go? You know what I'm saying? It's taken a second to really be like, I don't have to act on this. Like, just because you're signaling me doesn't mean it's time, you know? And a lot of people don't talk about the spiritual connotations behind sex, because it's been overused. It's tired. When it comes to organized religion, like, I feel like, you know, our ancestors and cultures for millennia had a lot of sacredness around the female orgasm, for one. There was whole celebration ceremonies, but sex in general. But I feel like it got black and white and colonized and repurposed to be whatever rhetoric humanity wanted it to be, because sacred never meant scarce. You know what I'm saying? Sacred never meant to shame or not do it, or for it to not be encouraged, but to do it with the right constructs behind it, with the right safety, energetically, etc. behind it. And I don't know, I just think it's very interesting that people, as an act of rebellion to religion, just completely throw away that there's like some things to be cherry picked back from the religion that cherry picked from my ancestors, y'all, some of you POC's ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Basically what I'm trying to say is it is a spiritual thing. I believe it. Like, hello, especially for women, babe, it's cerebral. It's our brain that is making this happen. Your brain is the most sacred spiritual fucking organ you have. Your pineal gland is like fucking located in your brain. Hello, those of you who know, you know. So I don't know, I hate when people act dense about it, you know? I'm like, oh, it's not a big deal. Like, we're animals, we're organic beings. You know, every STD we've ever gotten was from an animal. You might be like, how do humans get it? Men, they fucked animals and then I'm not even kidding. Every STD has come from an animal that a man fucked. Who said that? I mean, anyway, I want to talk about the different types of orgasms women can have. Now, I know them by heart, but I also wrote them down just in case, because y'all make me nervous. I keep feeling bad that this video is long as shit. Like, I feel guilty for it. Like, that's not literally the point of long form content. Like, hello. Anyway, I feel like one of the most common comments I got in my video was like, oh my god, you can have several? Tell me. So you can have a C orgasm, which is clitoral. You can have a G spot. You can have an A spot. You can have an anal. You can have a blend, which is multiple in one. You can have a cervical one. And then you can have a nipple one. And then bonus to like mental orgasms. And there was one other bonus. Oh, an exercise orgasm. And they said that like full body orgasm too counts, but like I don't know, I consider full body literally like the same thing as a blended orgasm. But yeah, those are the different types. And the most common, most women stop at clitoral. Like the statistics are that 70% of women have one type of orgasm their whole life. And I think it's like, I forget what it was. I looked up this shit a long time ago, y'all. But I think the statistics are like 30 to 40% of women don't even have an actual orgasm, a proper one, their whole life, or know what one really feels like in their body, which is mama, come here. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if I said this already, but you can have an anal orgasm. Did I say that, guys? It's also known as your D spot, because that's like the spot in your yeah. But it's like A, B, C, D, F, G over here, huh? Letters of the alphabet in a different way. But the A spot one is the one that really interested me and had me going on a deep dive, because it's your anterior fornix orgasm. And it is supposed to be so pleasurable that some women honestly can't handle it. It leaves them shaking, crying. Some have thrown up. Some have passed out from the amount of full body pleasure they're experiencing. Reading Reddit threads, look up A spot Reddit threads. Do it. You're welcome. Some of the things that I've read about it, there's this one dude said him and his girlfriend can't do it a lot because she literally has panic attacks because it's so much. Another woman said she doesn't like it because she literally blacks out. She feels like she has no control of her body. The sounds coming out from the pleasure. I said, wow. And that's another thing too. Some of these orgasm stuff and methods, like, they might not work for everybody, because there's some things that like have nothing to do with how hard you're trying your partner or anything when it comes to your anatomy. Like, some women have wider or deeper cervixes, some have shallow, so like toys and stuff will work different for people and women. Some have a weak pelvic floor or pelvic floor issues. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's a lot that goes into it. So again, please, women, if you're watching this, don't shame yourself for either lack of education or attempts and it not working out for you, because I am going to tell you how to stimulate and or locate the A spot and the G spot. I think I'm going to leave the rest alone. I think some of them are self-explanatory. Like nipple orgasms, mental orgasms. I am going to talk about mental orgasming, because that is one thing I discovered on my own and I prefer it over anything else, honestly, at the end of the day. Especially because, like, again, it really is cerebral. Like, I don't know. I feel like my body wants it, but my mind getting satiated makes that kind of die down, and I'm chilling. I don't know how to explain it. It really is mind over matter, babe. I feel invincible. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so the A spot, like I said, it's known as the anterior fornix. And it's highly sensitive, and it's located back in your cervix, right, almost like not in your cervix, but right outside the entrance above it. And it's usually hit with like toys, fingers, whatever, that's curved. Now it is deeper back, so than your G spot, by the way. So it's a little, I feel like, rare to hit unless they have long fingers. And also it takes like a certain precision with it, because I don't know if you have ever had your cervix hit, ladies, but y'all know that shit does not feel good. So tread at your own risk trying to locate and find it. Definitely do some research and like maybe look at anatomical designs. And for my visual learners, I'm gonna list people who, oh, actually, no, never mind. I was gonna say I'm gonna list people and intimacy coaches that I love that like kind of show locations, but I don't think the ones that I know show where the anterior fornix is. There might be one girl, actually. That's a lie. I think she does have a diagram. Yeah, but it's right before your cervix. And I can confirm, I am someone, ladies, this is for my girlies, who has a deeper, yeah, just deeper, you know. And so I can, this is so, I'm putting all my business out there. Long story short, it's deeper, so longer doesn't bother me. Okay, that's all I gotta say. And so I had the fortunate experience of mine being hit, or what I assume was it being hit, because bitch, again, I could not speak. I was crying. I was like, where am I? Bitch, I'm levitating. There was no words to describe that. And like I said, I was like, Also, I feel like that honestly also ties into sex being inherently spiritual, because like it takes a certain amount of arousal for the interior to be stimulated in a way that creates that type of pleasure, and same with the G-spot. And I feel like when you really meet someone who's meant for you chemistry energetically is when you can really truly be yourself, because since it's cerebral, it's like when your mind relaxes, and I think your mind relaxes and then your body follows suit, and like you're the most comfortable, and then it's magic. It's magic, pooks. Also, each spot takes different type of stimulation. So I talked about this too in the TikTok video, and y'all loved it. The G-spot actually takes firm pressure, and a lot of us don't fucking know that. It's located about 2, I think, inches in on your frontal wall. Can I speak? And it takes firm stimulation, okay? Because your G-spot, right, guys, it is inherently erectile, so you know it like needs blood flow to then inflate. Again, think of airbag or air mattress being blown into, and people don't understand that that's how it works. People treat the G-spot like a button that you press it and it just works. No. And it needs stimulation for 3 to 5 minutes, okay? Because you're pumping the blood flow. Pumping the blood flow to it, you know what I'm saying? And it needs firm pressure, whereas your anterior fornix, when it's being hit, it takes gentle repeated upward motion, you know what I'm saying? And people don't know that. And also it takes a certain amount of lubrication for the A spot too, for it to slide, where it's, because it's like a little crevice between like your cervix opening, like right above. I could show you better, I could tell you diagram wise, but yeah. So different parts of your body take different type of stimulation. Also, sun, now she giving, thank you, girl. And women don't know that. I was shocked when I found out that the G-spot was supposed to be stimulated firmly, because I always felt like something was wrong. Again, I saw people in my comments like, when I put a finger and I feel nothing, when I did it, okay, that's normal, because it needs 3 to 5 minutes of stimulation, babe, and it doesn't. And like, people think that you're just gonna feel like pleasure more and more and more. No, it takes like, I think 1 to 2 minutes, no, like 2 minutes straight usually of straight pleasure for it to start inflaming, and then between 3 and 5 is where you start getting like experiencing, you know, oh, and then 5 minutes is where you can, it's kind of at its like potential, you know what I'm saying? And even then you have to be comfortable enough and with the right person enough for the blood to want to flow there. So you essentially have to be turned on in the right way, babe. Ladies, come on. And most women are having sex with it maybe 50% stimulated or inflamed, because how many of you are having that hit firmly? You know what I'm saying? Like, even with the, why am I doing that? I forget I'm on YouTube. Even with the dick. I just don't see how that would be possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you honestly need to have them go in and stimulate, firm, and then have them pop it in. Because then it doesn't really matter if it's just brushed against lightly or whatever. It'll be sensitive. You know, the fucking nerve endings are stimulated, so you're about to have you a good time. Don't say I didn't tell you not to hoe. You know, it just takes patience, and a lot of people don't even have patience around sex, you know? And honestly, I think that was my case as a woman. Like, I would see people be like, just stimulate it, whatever, and I would do it for 1 to 2 minutes, nothing happening. But I didn't know you're supposed to do it firmly, you know? And sometimes I would feel like, when I was having my own experiences with people, like, press a little harder, give me a little something, like, I need a little more, you know? And I think a lot of y'all are like that. We as women, this is why I say that women intuitively know that something is off with their body. We as women be like, I like it rough, like, ooh, baby, you know what I'm saying? But I think us, the best way that we can, like, how do I say it? The best way we can, like, vocalize that we need, like, more or firmness is to say we like it rough. But I think what you're feeling is your body trying to intuitively signal that you need more pressure. Like, it's not about this. You can go as hard as you want, but it's like you need to be hitting it hard. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I forget that I'm just outside shouting about sex and people walking around. It's okay, ladies. Gather around the campfire. No, so I think that a lot of people, when you say harder, you mean firmer. I'm itching y'all's brain and you can't tell me. I just ate y'all up, huh? When you say When you say harder, babe, when you say harder, what you mean is firmer, and you're just not aware of it. The G-spot needs firm pressure. And again, 3 to 5 minutes, ladies. Patience is a virtue. And is. ADHD bitches, you're not gonna like it. I know I didn't for a while, figuring it out, but like, let me help you help yourself. Let me help you help yourself. You know what I'm saying? But it's just really crazy to figure that shit out, bro. When I was like researching it, my jaw dropped. And like, I know a lot of you were in my comments like, I feel so stupid, what the fuck? Please don't do that. You're not stupid. You didn't know any better. Like, it took genuinely intuitive research, like, and just wanting to know about my body. And I don't even know how I even stumbled upon the A-spot, if I'm being so honest. But it was like a blessing in disguise. Like I said, I think I was intuitively guided to teach this, so the intuitive research popped up. My guy said, hold on, girl, look up this. We got you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But don't shame yourself because it's not your fault. Okay, I also want to say, when pleasuring, you know, your G-spot or another woman's, or having yours done, it needs stimulated for 3 to 5 minutes directly. But I feel like blood flow starts here, okay? And the way it starts here is anticipation. I don't know if I mentioned that in this video, but look at that pretty ass mountain. Given sun. Okay, anyway, ADHD, sorry. It starts with, I put my tripod away because I thought it was gonna go in, then I was like, wait, no, I need to give him like, I don't think I like explained the stimulation of the G-spot. Like, I had a whole section where I just explained. Anyway, it starts here, okay? And some of the people that I list at the end, the intimacy coaches, BDE Moves specifically, shouts outs to them. They talk about this a lot. It starts with anticipation. So doing everything but touching that direct area. Also, the other one, Nadia, she also talks about this a lot. You know what I'm saying? If for women, it's anticipation. So you really need to be up in your foreplay, ladies and gentlemen, mostly gentlemen. They not like us. They not like, let me stop. But once you have her, you know, wound up, I would say give it a good 15-20 minutes, 30 if you want to get special, if you want to get stalked. Anyway, after the fact, it'll be so ready to go that internally, even the beginning stimulation should be giving her some type of pleasure, you know? But what you're going to do is hook your fingers in, okay? Don't just come in and just hit them with this. Like, I don't know where we even learned that. I'm not going to lie. The lesbian community be doing it a lot too. But it should be hooked and firm pressure. It's not a button. People thought that like you just do this or you like tickle it like this. Like, what are we doing? No, it needs firm pressure. Say it with me. Pressure like a drip, 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 drip. I did not even do a canto like that. I'm so sorry, Encanto. I'm so sorry, babe. Anyway, my lips is chapped. Ignore it. Firm pressure. Okay? And if you want to hit them with this, that's fine. But it needs to be curled all the way around and firm. Firm. So like firm, 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 firm. I'm not saying hurt her, but a good force. A good force amount of pressure. If you're doing it with yourself, same thing. For 3 to 5 minutes. Now, as you do this, it's gonna start feeling better and better. At least it should. And if it's not, maybe you need to tap out and do other things externally or stimulate here more, etc. But it'll build, and then finally, again, because it's erectile, the blood flow will have inflated it enough to where it'll be sensitive. Those nerve endings will be activated, and then any type of sensation against it will be pleasurable. So, you know, I don't know. I feel like if I was hetero, honestly, even as a lesbian, I'd get really stressed hearing someone be like, yeah, the G-spot, like, you have to press firmly. Because how you finna do that with a dick, you know? But, like, you just have to do that to get it stimulated, and then anything pressing against it is like, oh my God, think of nipples. It's no different than that, you know? Like, once your nipples get hard, they get sensitive, or maybe they're sensitive while they're getting hard, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? It's like that. There, you good to go. A little bing bong hit, even directly, is enough. So I hope that helps, and that is more in depth about how to stimulate that. 3 to 5 minutes, nothing's wrong with you ladies. Again, I see you guys in the comments like, what's wrong with me? And also, guys, if you squirt, which all women have the ability to, I can make a whole nother video on that. It's okay if it smells like pee. That's normal. There's traces of pee in it. It's been confirmed. It's not urine, but urine adjacent. So don't be embarrassed, Pookie. Nothing's wrong with your body. I love y'all. I hope y'all love this. I had to lock in and retell y'all that about the G-spot, because I don't know if I gave it enough attention it deserves. And also, like, okay, so self-masturbation, right? We're not even doing that right either, ho. We're not even doing that right either. Like, and also even orgasming with somebody else. Like, a lot of us women are meant to feel like, oh my God, it's building, I gotta hold it, we'd be like scared to move and lose it. So most of you, check yourself, think back mentally to a time you're spending time with yourself. Most of y'all are holding your breath when you're releasing, when you're supposed to be literally breathing out with it. I know a lot of y'all don't even say you do. I know you be sitting there like, I don't want to lose it, so you be like, almost there. And then you do, and then you're like, you know, you're supposed to be breathing through it, because like breathing from your sacral chakra and or your stomach, aka, that's why I said it's all spiritually. Sex inherently is spiritual. They tie in, bitch. Like, you can't have this without that. Thank you. Anyway, breathing from that can like not only just like intensify your orgasm, but it can accentuate it, as in make it last longer. You know, we have the ability to potentially come 3 to 7 minutes long based off our breath work and the way we not me glitching, we gauge it, and we set it up. Did you know that? Like, the things that the human body can do is actually scary and fucking insane. Like, how is you? Is you a magician? What you got going on? We like Mary Poppins, okay? Pulling out lamps and shit. Like, so sorry. Too much. Oh. But anyway, what was I saying? Like, Maxon, be serious. We talk about some serious shit here. Talking about Mary Poppins, bitch. Hold on, back to the iPad. What's this sound on TikTok? To the garage. Okay, so we covered the penetration, right? We talked about how the human body, we don't know what it's capable of. That one will never not stump me, because it's like, what do you mean you can, like, there's certain amounts of pleasure we have yet to experience, and it makes sense, because I feel like that happens even with basic emotions. There's some joy you've never experienced. Like, we hear these emotions and forget that there's tears to them. Like, the joy you experience, like marrying your first love, is not the joy you experience getting that job promotion, which is not the joy you experience getting that first car, and that's not the joy you experience having your first child. You know what I'm saying? There's different types. You know what I'm saying? Sadness and grief, I feel like they don't look the same either. Like, the sadness you have over your dog dying versus your partner versus, you know, ABCDFG. Like, we just experience depths of emotions in different playing fields, and pleasure is not exempt from that, babe. Like, I think that's why I honestly cried so much when I had the spiritual sex that I did, because I realized for the first time, A, I wasn't crazy for intuitively feeling my body could be doing more than it was, and B, I didn't process that, like, the sex that I was having, that I thought, like, oh, I just have to settle, this is what it is. I didn't process that I was wrong thinking that. I didn't process, like, no, Maxon, it's supposed to be this beautiful tantric thing. It's supposed to be this deep spiritual experience. You're not fucking wrong. Like, it's supposed to be like the fan fiction. Like, you felt connected to those intuitively because they're articulating it right. And that's another thing, too. A lot of us grew up on, like, reading books and fan fictions. Like, get you a man who's, like, a book, like, book talk, you know, whatever. And it's like, we all have this intuitive channel of what sex is supposed to be like in our mind. I don't know why we don't work more, research more, try harder to emulate that in the 3D. I don't know why we all got into the adult world and just settled and took it as it came and was like, well, this is what it is. Says who, ho? Like, I luckily started inquiring more in my 1920s, you know? 20s, like, I'm not still 20. But it just makes me sad because, like, I don't know, I saw in that moment, like, I wasn't fucking crazy. This is how it was always supposed to be. And, oh my God, like, there was more pleasure for my body to feel. I feel like a lot of women inherently feel that. Again, every time you have sex, you feel empty after. Every time you spend some time with yourself and you get melancholy or, like, that sense of dread. Like, we're supposed to be experiencing bigger things. And again, we still don't know what the human body is capable of. What do you mean we're all realizing that there's quantum realities that we can shift to with our fucking consciousness? What do you mean that placebo effect is bigger than we think? Because what you pay attention to and where your energy goes, you'll see fucking more of. And we can shift realities with our mindsets. Like, we're realizing the full capacity. Or I should say realizing. Remembering. Because my ancestors knew, ho. That's so discouraging. Like, what do you mean colonization fucked up everybody's soup? Anyway, let me get back. Anyway, yeah, I just feel like it's kind of crazy that we were taught the wrong things and we were not taught that, again, it's Tantra. It's inherently philosophical, spiritual. Tantra even is a POC term, you know. This is a term that comes from India, and it's just a way to describe multiple things, not just sex. I want to make sure I have the correct definition so I'm not, like, disrespectful or discrediting anybody, but it's a spiritual and philosophical tradition that originates from ancient India, incorporating meditation, breathwork, rituals, and energy practices to achieve spiritual enlightenment and deeper self-awareness. The word Tantra, though, when it comes to sex, is basically used as a sacred act, and we believe it's a powerful life force energy that it's a union of energies. It touches on presence and awareness. Tantra emphasizes deep presence, slow movement, and heightened sensation to cultivate intimacy and connection with oneself or a partner. It also touches on transcendence and enlightenment, as in it's used for enlightenment. And that's what I believe too, because I awoken on a deeper level. I was already awakening before having sex with A, and it only got deeper and more intense the more that I did do it. And even having sex with a narcissist after, coping with my heartbreak, I felt like it definitely influenced and affected me, who I was spiritually, what I was working through. I don't think it stopped my awakening, but I think it stopped me and almost had me on like a hamster wheel in certain areas. And it was a really dangerous game to play. Dating a narcissist and waking up was fucked, because it was like I was taking accountability for shit I should have never had to. It was fucked. But anyway, it also touches on healing and emotional release, which is a lot of what the twin flame spiritual ideologies around twin flame sex touch on. The correct terms. Check out my page if y'all want more on that. I got a whole playlist. But twin flame sex inherently is so spiritual and so deep, because you're merging sacral chakras and healing things energetically in the body for each other. It's so beautiful. I'll cry right now. And it's supposed to be like a thing that allows people to open up their heart chakra and release stored up traumas, which is great, because I think it's the opposite of what we use sex for, which is to put a band-aid on trauma. You know, I talked about CNC and how that used to be a kink I had, and a lot of people talk about it like it's my way to take back my trauma. Baby, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. You need therapy. You should not want someone acting out your rape to get turned on or to feel empowered about that situation. If you need to feel empowered by reenacting it, you need to go to therapy. There's other ways to feel empowered. You know what I'm saying? And also, maybe hoes is getting confused. Do you really want CNC, or do you just want dominance? You want assertiveness? Because I used to think I like getting choked and whipped and dipped and and it's like, I just wanted passionate aggression. Like, I just wanted someone hungry for me and dominant with it. You know what I'm saying? Not me exposing myself. But it wasn't actually that I want to get smacked in the fucking face and shit. Like, I just think we be getting our wires crossed. And I think that is a byproduct of everyone using sex as like human masturbation devices. I'm gonna call it like it is. Like, we really do be using each other as walking sex dolls. It's a problem. It is. And motherfuckers hate to hear me say it, but I just think Tantra really teaches us that, you know, sex isn't separate from spirituality, but it's an extension thereof. And I felt that from a young age, and even as I got older. I think also, again, purity culture fucks that up, because like I too was like rebellious. Like, I became atheist before my spiritual awakening, because I was like, Christianity is definitely bullshit. If you're a Christian watching this, sorry to that man. What did Kiki Palmer say? Sorry to this man. If I saw him walking down the street, wouldn't know a thing. That's how I feel. Anyway, but I was all, yeah, like, and I also, fuck the patriarchy, was all like, women liberation, let us do what we want. We can have fucking sex as much as men. Ugh. The men are wrong, babe. You know, two wrongs don't make a right. We ain't gotta liberate ourselves by being like, let's be like men. We could be like, y'all are stupid, because they are. They'd be misusing it. Like, we lost the plot. We thought they were stupid for using sex the way that they were. Why are we participating? We went so far left, we went right again, you know? But yeah, I just really think that purity culture, like, it really fucked me up, because of the Christianity and all the constructs and growing up closeted, that I was like, I'm gonna go crazy and do what I want. And lack of sex education too. Like, you get exploratory, because you don't have that. Even the shit that they teach you in health class is very bleak. Use condoms, don't get an STD, don't get pregnant. You probably will, so probably wait. If you're gonna do it, shame on you. But also, again, use a condom. You know, literally, Mean Girls, don't have sex, don't do it standing up, don't do it laying down, or you'll die. Okay, everybody grab a condom. That's like dead ass. Everybody grab some rubbers. If I wasn't too lazy, I would just put a clip, but I'm not an editor, bitch. I was never that girl. Sorry about it. Maybe down the line in my career, and even then, I see myself just hiring someone. I'm a princess, okay? I said, smarter, not harder, you know? But yeah, I feel like, okay, I'm gonna give you guys sources. Good source is Why Good Sex Matters. It's on Amazon, and it basically explains the neuroscience behind why it matters, and why stimulating the brain is vital, especially as a woman. And I love it because I'm a brainiac. I love science, and I love the logic, and I also love the spirituality around sex being a big deal, and how we kind of have it misconstrued, and how that all goes hand in hand. Yeah, I love it. And I'm gonna like put their socials and shit here for some of the intimacy coaches I'm about to list. We have BDE Moves on TikTok. but I would say follow their Instagram because they're very limited on TikTok, and I love the information they give. They're an LGBT couple, and they touch behind the neuroscience and how, not only the neuroscience and like how it's cerebral for women, but how to stimulate a woman's mind. You know what I'm saying? Also, they talk about and share posts a lot about like decolonizing your mind around what sex and intimacy looks like for you. That it's okay if you don't have a high sex drive, it's okay if you have a low one, it's okay if you have an in-between. So for all my ace babies, very comforting in that area. Also how to navigate having conversations where you either have your needs not met or you want change, you're satisfied, you're not, just like so much for couples and tantric intimacy, etc., and how to really prioritize pleasure, but do it in a way that's decolonized, because orgasm should not be the whole point of having sex. If you're doing it with the right person, it should just be about experiencing pleasure for both of you. And honestly, you can do more damage on both yourself and your partner pressuring one or both of you to have an orgasm. It's about just touching each other's body and fully enjoying it. And unfortunately, because of the way that it's being used and the way that it has been turned into such a patriarchal masculine act, it's very me and body and ego centered around getting off. You know what I'm saying? Again, I really do believe we use each other as walking sex dolls and human masturbation devices, and we are too intelligent, too empathetic for that shit. It's honestly sad. And then I love Nadia Bakodi. She's MBO Cody on TikTok. I think they take clients. I think the last one takes clients too. They both coach on intimacy. And this one, I love her. She LGBT. She talks about compet because she's, I think, a later in life lesbian. Identifying compet, which is just compulsive heterosexuality, as in thinking that you're attracted to men because that's what you're conditioned to believe, but not actually wanting them. Just proximity to what being with a man looks like. Like society is conditioned you to think that you can only, you know, have what you want or certain energies that you're looking for in a man. So she talks about like decolonizing your mind around that, but then she also talks, for my visual learners, about methods of pleasuring another woman. And she was actually who I really heard touch on the fact that the G-spot needs firmer stimulation and showed like how to, because I've read about it but I've never seen someone really like go in detail. And then also talks about how she's used it and her feedback she's gotten, how she's had it done on her, all of that. And I really love her for my visual learners who are looking for techniques in the bedroom. Great. Like, she be showing y'all methods, education and showing methods. So shout out to her. And then the last one, because I know I just gave to LGBT, this one is for LGBT, theys, thems, heterosexuals, anybody involved. This is their suction sex on Instagram. Not sure what they are on TikTok. But they're also limited on TikTok. So I think if they do have a TikTok account, I would just look them up on Instagram. And they're a heterosexual presenting couple, at least I think, and they teach you how to directly stimulate a woman and please her, and honestly make it pleasurable for both men and women. But I feel like it's very woman-centered, how to stimulate her more. Like, the way he talks about it is like, this is for her, but also you get it, it's like, you know, 2 for 1. You also get byproduct stimulation, but this is for her. And they give very obvious demonstrations as well. Great for visual learners, and just really touch too on how sex should be just as important and feel just as good as to her, and teach how to like make it almost like inherently more intimate and tantric. Like, teach how you can like do this position but bring her closer, do this, but I don't know, I love them too. And I would never say that about a man teaching intimacy if I didn't believe spiritually and intuitively that like his intentions are well. And you can tell by the way he speaks, he really is informed and educated. Even by the way she responded to him, like, sorry, but they be having some tension on camera. I'm like, where the OnlyFans link? No, I'm just kidding. I don't watch porn. Don't get me started on that, because that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, those are some of my sources. I was gonna do that at the end. Fuck, I thought I was at the end, but I forgot to teach y'all about mental masturbation. But this video is really long, so why don't I leave it here? And then if you guys want me to talk more about mental masturbation and what that looks like, leave a comment down below, because again, I took up a lot of y'all's time, but I really hope this was informative for y'all. I just got so much more to say too, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just could talk hours, like down to like the fact that you can come from nipple play. Like, I don't know, that's a crazy way to end this, but I love y'all so much. Thank you for watching this if you did. I'm sorry I'm a yapper, not really, because this is what long form content's for. And adios amigos, you know, ta-ta. Say goodbye to me and my vagina. We got so close. Say goodbye to the mountain. Climb every mountain. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.